Everyone. So welcome to day 12 of AWS tutorial and your journey with the DevOps. Correct. So we have started talking about the AWS cloud here, and till now we have covered what were the challenges before the cloud, what were the solutions cloud provided, and cloud vendors came into the picture. We have specifically talked about how to get started with the AWS free account, and talking about the AWS service, we have started with the AWS EC2 instances. What all we have covered till now, while talking about the EC2, we have covered what are the different instance types, what are the different instance classes. We have also talked about what are the EC2 like different kind of IP addresses associated with your EC2 instances. So we have talked about private IP address, public IP address, elastic IP address. We have talked about your EC2 multi-tenancy. We have talked about EBS bandwidth, EBS block storage. We have also talked about your user data, correct? So what is the user data, how user data can be helpful for automating your day-to-day tasks, installing of the software on your machines, how to run your shell script on the server. We have talked about all these things. We have talked about how you can change permissions, you can change the write read permissions on your for your file. We have talked about launch template, auto scaling groups. We have talked about CloudWatch alarm setup. We have talked about multi-tenancy. We have talked about the target groups and the load balancer. Here, in this particular video, we are going to talk about path-based routing using the load balancer, application load balancer. But before that, we are going to create two EC2 machines where we will configure the default path for those two, and we will see how your load balancer distributes the traffic to the different servers, correct, in the round robin mechanism. So let's directly move to the AWS console, and here I have already created your EC2 instances to save the time, correct. So we do have first EC2, second EC2. I have created one target group. So this target group I have named as default. How can you create target group? You can just simply click on the target groups instance, correct. Then you can select your target group. You can pass your target group name here, just like the demo. Then the port and protocol is already there. Protocol HTTP port 80. Then you just go with the default, and for normal, like if you are not specifying any path, so you will just go with the slash, that's it, on the health check path. You will click on the next. You will be selecting your EC2 instances from here, like you will be selecting all these three. You will click on the include as pending below. These three EC2 instances will be selected, and then you click on the create target group, and your target group will be created. I already have the target group named as default one, and these two EC2 instances I have attached here, the first EC2 instance and the second EC2 instance, correct. You can see from here these two EC2 instances, first and second. These two are selected in my target group. And path for these EC2 instances I have given just forward slash only. Why forward slash? Because I have not created any particular path on this server. So when I'm saying I have not created any particular path, what does that mean? Let's click on this IP address, and you will see a custom message on this particular IP address. So let me go with the port 80 and with the protocol HTTP, and you will see one custom message over here. Welcome to first EC2 instance for default path with round robin mechanism from LB. Then let's move to the second EC2 instance, and here also you will see the same kind of message. So that means there is no particular path on this EC2 instance, correct. So let me go here. Let's remove S from here. Welcome to second EC2 instance. So on this IP address, you see welcome to second EC2 instance. On the first IP address, you will see the welcome to first EC2 instance. Now, in according to that, we have one load balancer I have created, called as demo LB. This load balancer, just to save your time, I have already created all these resources. You can create later on as well. You to create load balancer, you have to just go here on the create load balancer. You have to select this application load balancer. Why this LB? Because ALB only supports your path-based routing. You can see from the PPT when we have covered application load balancer supports your path-based routing, correct. So that's why we are creating application load balancer. Just click on the create, give your name load balancer. Just go with the default configuration. Second options, you select your availability zones. You want to make your load balancer and the services highly available, so go with all the availability zones which are available. Select your security group, like any security group what you want based on your inbound rules. So that security group you will be selecting, and then just click on the create load balancer. Your load balancer will be ready to use, correct? Then in this load balancer you will be selecting your target group. So here I have already attached my target group, forward to target group default, correct? And in this default target group is the same which one we are talking about, correct? So here we have this default target group. Now when we are on the load balancer side, how the traffic will be distributed, see. So this is the load balancer, this is the DNS for the load balancer. I'll be using this DNS and I will hit it in the browser. Let me hit it with port 80. You will see this message, welcome to second EC2 instance for default path with round robin from LB. How this message has been printed over here, because this is the message which is coming from this second EC2 instance, correct? And the same message is coming from the load balancer as well. How traffic is being distributed? Here we have the load balancer. This load balancer has the protocol HTTP and port 80. On this protocol and port, we have the target group associated at the default, correct? This target group default. This is the target group which is here. This default target group has two targets, first EC2 instance and second EC2 instance. So when any of the traffic is coming to your load balancer, that is being moved to your target group. Your target group has now two EC2 instances, and now traffic will be distributed from one to another. That means once traffic will be given to this first EC2 instance, then second time to second EC2 instance. So if I hit this load balancer URL for the first time, it will go to any random EC2 instance out of these EC2 instances which are configured in this default target group, correct? So you can see for the first time the message is welcome to second EC2 instance. If you refresh, you will see welcome to first EC2 instance. Once again, if you refresh, you will see welcome to second EC2 instance. So the traffic is being moved from the first to second, correct? So these two target groups, two targets are associated here. So the number of EC2 instances you will be attaching here, the traffic will be distributed between those number of servers. Now I have created one more EC2 instance here, you will see, and that is called as third. So what is the difference between the first EC2, second EC2 and third? First EC2 and second EC2 instance is running without any particular path. That means just on its IP address, correct? While my third EC2 instance has its own IP address and path as well. So let me show you the message. Port 80, and when you click it, you will see one custom message, welcome to EC2 instance. But when you give a path here, I have associated a path here as well. When you give a path, you will see this is third instance which is being routed on third path from LV. This is the custom message what I have printed, correct? From where I have used this script, you can see. So what I have done, I have used this script where I have created directory named as third rather than this hello, and I have passed the message, this is third instance, and then here I have passed third / index.html. So that path is created here, correct? Now I will be creating one target group for this third EC2 instance, and then from the load balancer we will see how path-based routing can be implemented. So now even the load balancer is routing your traffic without any path, correct? It's just a DNS of the load balancer, correct? Load balancer DNS. Now we will see how your load balancer can route traffic to the different paths. So let me click one more target group here, and I will give the name here. The third target group name will be third, just according to the EC2 instance, so it will be more readable. The third, and the protocol will be 80 only. Path here I will be giving health check path as third, because my IP address, sorry, the path is coming on this /third, correct? So I will give the same path /third, and then let's click on the next. EC2 instance, I will be selecting the third one, include as pending below. Let's create target group. So this target group has been created. Now we will, it's unused. As you can see, the health status of this target group is unused. So now we will have to attach this target group to the load balancer as well. So here I will get into this. I will click on the HTTPS, and here let's click on the add rule. In the add rule, I will just give the name, any name, whatever we want. So I will just give the name third here. So my rule name will also be the third. Click on the next. Condition, we want path-based condition, so path-based routing, correct? So I will select the /path. Here I will pass the /third/, click on the confirm, then go to the next. target group, on which target group you want to send the traffic when you have the path as slash third, correct? So I want to move it to the third target group. Click on the next. Priority, I will just give it first, one first priority. Click on the next, and you are okay to go ahead. I have associated here, correct? So what's the traffic distribution I have configured here? When the load balancer URL will be hit, it will come to the default target group. If, and what's the condition here? If no other rule applies, that means if there is no any path, so it will come to the default rule. In the default group, it will go to the default target group. The default target group has these two EC2 instances, so traffic is being distributed between these two, as you can see from here as well. Welcome to first EC2 instance, welcome to second EC2 instance. But the thing is, when you have the path pattern is slash third, that means when I will be configuring the load balancer DNS, and after that slash third, it should go according to this target group. Yes. So if path pattern is slash third, it should go to the target group third. What is there in the target group third? In the target group third, you can see here. Where is the target group? Yeah. So in the target group third, you will see there is a one EC2 instance attached. On this EC2 instance, what's the message? The third EC2 instance, what is the message it has? It has this message. This is third instance which is being routed on third path. So now let's see whether it is working or not. So let me put slash third after the load balancer URL. You can see the message. This is third instance which is being routed on third path from load balancer, and the same message which we can see on the server side as well. So what has happened here? Now your load balancer is able to route the traffic based on the path as well. So if I remove this particular path, it will go to the normal target group, correct? It will go to the normal target group where these two EC2 instances are there, and it's routing the traffic between these two EC2 instances. Welcome to first EC2 instance, welcome to second EC2 instance. Now when I attach the path here, correct? So where is the load balancer? Yes, here is the load balancer. Sorry. So to the demo will be, if I attach any path here, you can see the rules here. If there is a path slash third, it should go to the third target group, and your third target group has that third EC2 instance which has this custom message based on its path. This is third instance which is being routed on third path from LB, correct? So you can see the message which is coming from your slash third, correct? This is third instance. So this is how your application load balancer can help you in path-based routing to the different servers. If you are not passing any path, you have just configured the default one, it will go to the default target group, and it will distribute the traffic between those two EC2 instances. If you have attached any path, it will go to that target group based on the rules what you have configured in the load balancer side, and it will go to third EC2 instance or any specific EC2 instance, and it will distribute the traffic to that particular server. So in this particular video, that's what we wanted to cover, and stay tuned for the other technical videos, other DevOps related videos, and while we are completing this AWS tutorial from scratch to end, correct? So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel to get more content, to get more clarity. If you have any questions related to this video, just put it in the comment and I will try to clarify that. So thank you. Let's meet in the next video.